Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a little bit of a darker setting. I hope the light is still gonna be okay, but we have literally no light outside anymore. Like, it gets so dark so quickly. That's why I'm also already in a little bit of a Christmas mood, and that's why the red lipstick, because winter and autumn are just the perfect time for me to wear red lipstick, so I'm really feeling it. And write me in the comments down below if you are also the type of girl that wears red lipstick in winter and autumn especially. And Christmas season, it's red lipstick all the time, or at least it is for me. And as you can also probably tell, I'm sick again. I think that's the second or third video in a row when I am a little bit sick. So yeah, please excuse my voice, because I'm recovering, because I was getting sick, but then I was able to pretty quickly get out of it, but still my voice is a little bit rough, so please excuse that. But let's move on to the topic of today's video, and I am so excited for this one because I feel like I'm really finding my own unique version and my own unique twist to astrology that I can teach you, and so I can really provide you with tips and resources that you can actually then use in your daily life. And today we are gonna talk about the sun in astrology, and especially about the sun placement through the houses and what it means for you and for your life's purpose. And I'm also gonna provide you with questions and with practices that you can do in your daily life in order to enhance your sun's influence and in order to live a more aligned life and to embrace the unique energy of your sun in the life area that you have your sun in, which will lead to a more fulfilled life. So I'm really so excited to be doing this video. And if you are new here, hi, I'm Anna, and I'm your spiritual lifestyle coach, and I bring all of those spiritual ideas down to earth to give you actionable tips and resources that you can then use in your daily life, as we are doing today. And for the basis of my coaching, I always use astrology, since it can provide us with so much more insight into our soul's purpose, into our mission in this lifetime, and into our own psyche. And I feel like astrology is such a helpful tool once we are able to understand it and to actually ground it and to create resources that are gonna help us on our day-to-day life. And if that sounds like something that you are interested in, then please subscribe to my channel, leave me a like down below, and I welcome you to my amazing community. And now let's get on to the video. So let's start with explaining what sun in astrology actually symbolizes. So the sun is actually our vital force. It symbolizes our ego, our life's purpose, and just our vitality in general. It is the essence of our being. It's also kind of the fundamental identity that we have, and it really represents our conscious self. It also has its negative sides, so because it's our ego, we can also develop our shadow self, so the lower vibration of our sun's energy. And this is something that is often taught in psychology, so our shadow self. So something that Carl Jung always talked about, a very famous psychologist. But this is a topic for another video. Today we are focusing on the good sides and how we can actually embrace the good sides of our sun and the vitality of our sun in the specific life area that we have our sun in. So we are gonna be really focusing on strengthening that life area and really expressing the positive traits of our sun. So the position of our sun through the houses really tells us about the life area where we want to shine the brightest. This is the area that is gonna give us back the vitality that we are gonna put into it. And this is gonna be the life area that we really want to be seen and recognized for, because when we think about it, the sun is the center of our solar system, so it is at the center stage. And depending on when we have our sun in, this is gonna be the life area where we really want to be recognized for. And that's why I feel like when we are able to see and to uncover really what's behind our sun and what's behind the ego side of our sun and the things that we want to be just seen for, when we are able to tap into that and provide that to ourselves on day-to-day basis, we are gonna be able to embrace the positive sides of our sun. So now let's go through the houses and through the practices that you can implement depending on the placement of your sun. So take out your charts, see in what house you have your sun in, and then listen to this part of the video. Sun in the first house. So if you have your sun in the first house, your ego remolds with the sense of self. So your life's purpose is gonna be to truly be authentic and to be fully self-expressed. So for you, it means embracing your uniqueness, because this is really gonna be your life's calling. Also, you have the energy and confidence and the willpower to stand out and actually be authentic and be a unique person. So you really are highly individualistic, and you're also a born leader who really craves attention, and being in charge is something that you really truly want to be recognized for. And you really set yourself goals, and you have the determination and the willpower to actually achieve them. And for you, being the leader is not about forcing your leadership onto anyone. It's about being your true, unique, authentic self. And this is what really will bring you the authentic leadership. And this is how you are gonna gain followers. This is how you are gonna be able to truly express who you are. And with that magnetism that you are gonna then have about yourself, you are gonna be able to attract people who are be willing to follow you, but not because you force them to, but because they are recognizing the leader that you truly are, because you are able to express your uniqueness in a very, very magnetic way. And on the other side, you also are prone to have a very inflated ego sometimes, and you kind of have this self-centered view of things that are happening around you. So sometimes you take things too personally and you don't think about how it makes other people feel. You only are able to kind of see it from your perspective. And sometimes you have this inability to see the perspective of others, but this is not something that you can't work on. This would be like your shadow self and shadow side. So really be generous and allow others also to be in the spotlight. Share your spotlight with others, and this will give you the kind of leadership that will really truly be honest, and that will give you the right followers. So you truly are meant to embrace your uniqueness, and your life is probably gonna be a lifelong journey of self-discovery. So now I'm gonna give you a few practices and questions that you can implement into your daily life that will help you embrace the good sides of your sun, because this is such a beautiful placement. It's the placement of many leaders. And if you are able to really tap into that energy and really embrace who you truly are, you just have this amazing energy about yourself. So I really, really adore that placement. And now I'm gonna give you a few tips that are gonna help you embrace the good sides. First of all, you really need to make sure that you have practices that will allow you for self-expression. It can literally be anything. It's gonna depend on probably many other placements in your chart, but just make sure that you do something on daily basis that will allow you to fully express yourself. And it can be really in any shape or form. This could be something creative, or just the way you are appearing, so styling yourself, or just the way you talk about your ideas and your mission, for example, or your thinking in general. But just make sure that you find a space in your day-to-day life where you are able to fully express yourself. Then the second practice that would really benefit you would be mindful self-discovery. So journaling about your strengths and weaknesses, but also about your unique qualities, what you are bringing to the table, and really also moments when, like journaling about moments where you really felt in alignment with your purpose in life, is gonna really bring you so far, because then you will be able to recognize the pattern of the things that you need to do more of, so that you are more aligned. So really focus on those things and journal about them, so that you are able to see your uniqueness, and that you really are able to express and embrace all of those amazing qualities about yourself. Also, because when the sun is in the first house, it also has a little bit of the Aries energy. You really need to set yourself bold intentions. You probably have a very, very bold personality, and you need to set yourself big goals and big visions in order to really be fulfilled. And I think the most important one is leading by example. So write down what qualities you would like to see in others, and what qualities you would like to embrace in yourself. and what qualities you think are making a good leader, and then embrace those qualities within yourself. Because as I said before, like, you are the type of leader that needs to be the example. You need to set the example so that you are able to attract the right people in your life that will follow you and that will help you on your journey. But really for you is the self-expression and embracing those positive traits that you have that will allow you to really shine your brightest. And other questions that you could journal about is what makes you unique. So reflect on the qualities and traits that really make you stand out from the crowd. How can you embrace them and celebrate those unique aspects in yourself, in your daily life? This is really important that we implement those strategies and that we celebrate those small things in our daily life, not just on occasion. Because when we think about that, like, our daily lives and what we do on daily basis counts the most, like, in our whole life. So making sure you do those things on day-to-day basis is really crucial. Then how can you learn to share the spotlight? This would be another great question, because you are great in the spotlight and you really are made for the spotlight, but it does not mean that you are the only one that is allowed to step into the spotlight, even though you love to be there. Sharing is also a very important skill that you sometimes need to work on. So making sure that you know how to actually share the spotlight and allowing other people to actually formulate their opinions and, like, really seeing other people and also allowing other people to be in the spotlight would really benefit you. And this leads us to another question, like, are you open to other viewpoints, or are you very inflexible in the way you are thinking? Do you always think that you are always right and that you always know the best thing to do? Or maybe is there a possibility where you can actually allow other people and other viewpoints to change your mind? Or at least how can you be and learn to be open to other viewpoints? Because even if the other person isn't right, hearing them out is really, really important. And sometimes you really can gain much knowledge from other people, because even though you like to think you are always right, that's really not the case, because we are always able to learn something new from other people. So try to be flexible regarding, like, other viewpoints and write down what can you change so that you are able to also see other perspectives. And also, since you are a great leader, another question would be, how can you actually motivate others? Because you have this really amazing leadership quality about yourself. So really your gift is to motivate others. So ask yourself, what are the things that you can actually do in order to motivate other people? How can you help them become their true authentic self and embrace their uniqueness? And the last question that I would really want you to focus on is, how can you balance your confidence with humility? Like, it's very, very important for a leader to have confidence, but also to have a decent amount of humility is really important. So you really need to strive for the balance regarding those two things. And this will really allow you to be a very magnetic person, because there is a true difference behind, like, being your true authentic self and really being confident in yourself and, like, this fake confidence. People can actually really see it, so make sure that you really gain this true confidence about yourself. And I feel like when you have true confidence about yourself, you don't have to show off all the time, because a person that is truly confident in themselves will really just embrace it to others. Like, the people will literally feel it about yourself, so you won't have to tell that to others or really, like, make huge efforts to actually pretend that you are this really confident person, because people will be able to see it. So make sure that you truly are confident in yourself and that you have humility. So those were the questions and practices that I want you to practice in order to strengthen your sun in the first house, and this will really allow you to shine brighter than before. This will really help you to gain that, like, magnetism about yourself, because people who are truly, like, embracing their positive sides are really having that magnetism about themselves that everyone else can see. Like, those people are just like walking sunshines, and we can really feel that energy. So I hope that those questions and those practices are gonna help you to really become your best self. And if you have this placement, comment down below what you think about those practices, and if there are any other practices that you are doing yourself so that you are able to embrace the positive sides of your sun. If you have a sun in your second house, this means that your ego is really intertwined with your self-worth and resources. So the sun really puts the emphasis on your values and on your possessions. So your life purpose really will revolve around cultivating talents and building stability in your life, as well as creating a foundation for personal and financial fulfillment. And your unique gifts will really become the currency of your purpose, shaping a life that will really align with your inherent worth. So for you, it is so important that you see what your worth really is. And sometimes it can be mistaken with or your ego can attach itself too much to the resources and the material side of things. But it's really important that you see beyond that and really see what your true value is, and that your true value doesn't come from the things that you buy or the things that you possess. It really comes from a place deep within yourself. But still, your ego and confidence are gonna be linked to financial success, and your goal is really about financial independence. But also important to know, even though you have really extraordinary skills to make money, you can also be a little bit extravagant and spend money as well. You're good at making and spending money, so make sure that you find a good balance there. But luxury and really designer goods are gonna attract you and are really gonna be appealing to you. And owning those things will really boost your self-esteem. And that's not always a bad thing, but I would really see that you are balanced regarding what your true self-worth is, and that it not only comes from the things that you buy for yourself. So you really should learn how to use assets constructively rather than solely to meet your immediate needs, because sometimes when you need a push in confidence, you will go and buy this thing in the hopes that it will help you fix your self-worth. But your true self-worth and your true life's mission is to see where your self-worth really comes from, and to really cultivate it from a place that comes from within and not from the outside. Still, financial security is gonna be very, very important to you, and that's also very, very fine if you're also able to really see your true value beyond those materialistic things. Then it really can be a very, very beautiful life, and this is a great placement to make money. And also something that I will say, that you probably have a strong asset of values. Sometimes you tend to be inflexible when it comes to them because you think that your values are the only right ones. And sometimes when you meet people who have other values, it's hard for you to accept them. But make sure that you follow your own values and let others follow their values, because you can't change what somebody values and what someone values are, but you really can make sure that you live your life with integrity. And this will really truly be your key point, and really living with integrity, living up to your values and to the values that you set up for yourself. This is something that is ultimately gonna give you the self-confidence that you need. So your true, authentic self-confidence will come from that rather than from material possessions. And now let's talk about the practices that you can do in order to embrace the positive side of this placement. So first of all, make a financial vision board. As I said, your self-worth shouldn't only come from finances and from money and from your possessions, but it's still gonna be important for you. So make sure that you create a vision board that will represent your financial goals and also your values, so that you can always look up your values and if you are really living your life with integrity, if you are living up to your values, because then this is really gonna show up in your self-worth. And including images sometimes can be really helpful, but generally just make a vision board where you put out your long-term goals, where you put out the things that you want to get yourself, including any possessions that you want to buy, where you want to invest your money in, but also what your internal values are, so that you can always look up to them, and every day when you wake up you can read through them and you can set up your whole day like in alignment with those values. This is really gonna be important for you. Also, make sure that you have a budgeting ritual. So even though you have a great potential, as I said, to make money, you also have a great potential to spend it. So make sure that you set yourself a budget, and when you stay disciplined on that, and when you are able to set yourself like some money aside, so that you always know, okay, you have the security and the stability that is very important for you. And when you are able to hold yourself accountable for that, you really will gain so much self-worth from that, because this will show you that you are actually strong, and this will strengthen your ego and like your internal values. Also, I would make sure that you pay attention to your talents, because in this lifetime you really need to make the most out of the resources that you have, and the resources that we have as human beings are also our talents. So make sure to write down the list of the things that you are actually good at, and how can you use your skills in order to create a more fulfilling life and create more value in your life. And also, next thing I would do is really make sure that you invest your money smartly. So set up a plan, not only for like setting money aside and having a budget, but also on investing your money, so that you can really have more security like over a period of time, and that you can slowly build up your wealth, because Taurus really are meant to be very wealthy. So make sure that you use those skills, because you have a gift to do that. So make sure to set yourself up for success, and really make sure that you understand how investment works, so that you are able to build that wealth that you were created for. And also, the last thing I would implement daily is gratitude for the things and resources that you already have. Because when we are always only seeing the things that we want, and it's always like, I want that, I want that, I want that, you will never be satisfied with the right here, right now. So make sure that at the end of each day, you write yourself a list of the things that you are actually grateful for, the things that you already have, and maybe even for your like internal values and for the things that are important to you. Write them down, and you really will see the difference, because this will also help you to live your life with more integrity. And questions for self-reflection that you could ask yourself would be like, what truly matters to you? Find out what your core values are, because it's great when we can write them down, but I really want you to go in depth about your values and your moral system, and what truly matters to you at the core, and write it down. And I would read it daily to remind yourself of what truly matters to you. Also, next thing I would ask myself is, how can I enhance my financial independence? So how can you make those investments? How can you make sure that you set up a budget for yourself, so that you really have the financial stability and that you can build your wealth over time? Also, how can you balance saving and spending money? And also make sure that you invest in your self-worth. And I don't mean in a way like buying possessions and buying other material things, but really making sure that you invest in your education and like quality time for yourself. Also, like taking the time out for yourself and pampering yourself will actually really help you live a more fulfilling life, because Tauruses love their bubble baths, and this is something that will just make you happy. So why not do that? Like, why not make it a ritual and a habit? Like every Sunday or every Saturday in the evening, you go into the bathtub and you put on a face mask, and you just take the time to relax. This is gonna really help you live a more balanced life. And if you have this placement, make sure to comment down below what are your practices to actually embrace the power of your sun, and what are you doing on daily basis that allows you and that helps you to embrace those positive traits. And I will see you in the comments down below. If you have the sun in your third house, this really puts a spotlight on communication and your intellect. So your ego is really tied to expressing itself through communicating, like through words, and connecting with your immediate surroundings. So connecting with the people that are surrounding you is gonna really be important for you. And Your life's purpose will revolve around sharing ideas, fostering curiosity because you are probably a very, very curious person, and having those intellectual bonds with others. So your journey involves embracing the power of your voice and forming connections through the art of communication. So really, communication is like the milestone in your life. It's so important for you. It's like the basis of your ego, like communication and intellect in general. So you really take a great pride in your mind, and you really want to be recognized and honored for your mental capacity and achievements, because you really, like, with this placement, you are gonna be a very, very intellectual person, and learning really inspires you and satisfies your like never-ending curiosity. So make sure that you allow yourself to always learn new things. And using technology as a tool for gaining information is also gonna be a key point for you. And you also can be a outstanding speaker and even somebody like a motivational speaker with the right placements. But on the other hand, some people with this placement can be like know-it-alls with like really big egos, and they are really inflexible in the way they are thinking, and they think that the way that they think is the only right way. So this can be like a little bit of your shadow side, but most of the times you really are a great communicator, great public speaker, so really, really amazing and so intellectual. Also, relationships with your siblings will be very important for you, so make sure to spend time there. And you could be also even a community leader or like a public speaker, or you could even be like involved in local politics. So now let's talk about the practices that you can do in your daily life in order to embrace the positive sides and the positive traits of your sun. So really make sure that you journal daily. For you, it's important to stimulate your mind and to express yourself, and you can do that through journaling. So cultivate a habit of like expressing your thoughts and ideas, because you sometimes can be quite overwhelmed by the amount of ideas that you have. So making sure that you note them somewhere where you can actually keep them safe and keep them for later will prevent from like overwhelming you. Use this practice as kind of this like creative or like intellectual outlet, so that your mind is not constantly crowded with all of those ideas, because then you can like put it on paper and like move on with your day, and then when the right time comes you can go back and see what amazing ideas you had, and then you can act on that. But if you don't share those ideas somewhere, you will really be just overwhelmed. Also, make sure that anytime you have like an opportunity to speak publicly, that you take it, because you really are an amazing public speaker, and this is a really great ability and opportunity for self-growth. Even though with certain placements you could be actually scared of public speaking, but this is something that will really truly bring you so much joy. So sometimes you need to overcome your resistance towards it so that you can really embrace it and that you can really live up to your fullest potential. And make yourself a really lifelong learning plan. For you, you will be the type of person that will learn like literally till you die. And I don't mean like in a normal way, because all of us learn like every day is a learning experience, right? But for you, making sure that you have yourself preoccupied with new challenges like regarding learning and always learning new things, and like making sure that you use your curiosity to expand your mind is gonna be really important. Also, make sure that you spend some time and that you plan yourself the time to spend with your siblings, because for those of you who have siblings with this placement, you are gonna really have a special bond to your siblings. So make sure that you bond with them and that you spend the time together, because this is really gonna be important part of your life, and this is really gonna help you to be more radiant, and this is really gonna give you more joy in your life. And then questions that you can ask yourself is, how can you amplify your voice? Like, what practices and where actually do you want to use your voice? So regarding what causes do you actually want to speak up? what are your goals to actually like amplify your voice, and how can you do something good with the way you are speaking, how can you use your voice that will contribute to your community and to your like values. This can be sometimes a placement where you also have to balance your confidence and humility, because you are always so convinced about the things that you believe in that sometimes it's hard for you to respect and to accept other viewpoints. So your confidence is very important when it comes to public speaking, but humility is important as well. So really make sure that you find ways where you are able to combine both of those characteristics in your life. Also, build intellectual networks. Make sure that you are connected with people that allow you to express yourself and communicate. So joining a online group or like a local group or clubs or communities that align with your interests in general, where you have this mental stimulation where you are able to express and to connect on a mental level, is really gonna be important for you, and making sure that you provide that to yourself on day-to-day basis, that you really stimulate your mind is so important for your light and for being your best self. And also like make a list of what things you want to learn, and make sure to find ways where you can implement those skills and learning those things on day-to-day basis. For you, mental stimulation is gonna be very crucial for your overall health and like vitality in general. So when your mind is stimulated and when you are able to get into those deep conversations where you like feel like probably your brain is about to like get fried, because you are gonna be just bombarded, and you are also gonna probably bombard other people with the amount of information. But this is gonna be the time where you will really feel alive. This is gonna be the moment where you really like feel like your soul is on fire. And this is what we want on day-to-day basis. So like if it's possible, make sure that you provide that for yourself. Make sure that you always provide yourself to learn about those things and to communicate and exchange your ideas with others. If you have siblings and you still live at home, this would be really great. Like you can bombard your siblings with all of the informations you've learned and then you can bond them, then you can ask them to give you like arguments of what they are actually thinking. But something like that, like when you are able to implement that into your daily life, will really help you and will help to magnify the power of your sun. So if you have this placement, please comment down below what you think about the information that I have provided you with. Please give me your opinion and let us know what are your like daily habits that help you to stimulate your mind, and I will see you in the comments down below. So if you have a sun in your 4th house, this really illuminates the depths of your emotional world and really ties your ego to matters of home and family. So your life's purpose is really deeply rooted in nurturing others and creating a harmonious domestic space and re-establishing emotional security. Those are the key topics for your soul and for your life's purpose, and those are gonna be the life areas where you want to shine the brightest, and those are gonna be topics for you that are gonna really be crucial for your soul's development in general. So really your journey involves fulfillment through the bonds of family and creating a sanctuary like for your emotional well-being through creating a safe space at home. And you're really a loyal and loving family member, and you are really actively involved in the lives of your children, your parents, your mate, and like really external family. And you're really proud of your roots, and you also might have an interest in like tracing your family tree or like designing one. This would probably be something that would be really interesting for you. And really a secure, stable home environment is as important to you as owning your own home. So making sure that you have created the space for yourself, because this is gonna be your stage. This is gonna be where your soul is gonna light up. So it's very important for you that you have your own home where you can create the safe environment for yourself. So like nearly everything domestic will interest you, and you might be even a very outstanding cook, and your home will be the ideal outlet for your creativity, because you will really be great probably at decorating things, at like remodeling, at like making sure that the whole house is just like beautiful and inviting and just so energetically fulfilling. You will really be great at that, and you probably will be like this do-it-yourself person where you will be able to like DIY many things for your home. So this is probably gonna be a great skill of yours. And also like you will probably very much enjoy entertaining your friends and family and like inviting them over and making sure that they just feel so comfortable at your home. And you will probably be the perfect housewife. Like I don't mean only like for women, but like housewife and like general, like you will probably be just the king or the queen of your household in general. So now let's come to the practices that are gonna help you to create more stability and to enhance your son's power. So first of all, family rituals and bonding in general. Make sure that you set yourself a time where you are able to spend it with family and rebond with them, because this is ultimately what your soul is craving for. You really need that strong bond with your family, like so with your children and with your partner or with your parents. You need that strong bond, and this is gonna really be important for you. So make sure that you take the time on daily basis to make small bonds with them. So maybe this could be eating together a dinner in the evening where you are able to connect with your family members, to ask everyone how their day went, for example, and reconnecting with them is gonna be crucial for you. And then you can make sure that like each Saturday you spend some quality time together. Also, since you are the king of or the queen of your home, decorating will be very important for you. So making sure that your house is in order before you do anything else is gonna be crucial for you, because other than that you really won't feel fulfilled. So making sure that you love the space that you are in, that your household is always beautiful and that you can decorate it the way you want it is really gonna be fulfilling for you. Also, probably you can cook very well, so making sure that you spend the time in the kitchen where you can experiment with things and where you can just actually, I think like cooking for you is very like you enjoy it and you really love probably to provide a cooked meal for your family, and you love to be given the feedback on your amazing meals. So this probably will bring you also much joy. Also, prioritize practices that will bring you like emotional well-being. Make sure that you take care of your emotions, because when you're emotionally fulfilled, you will be able to give back all of that amazing energy that you put first in yourself to your other family members. So making sure that even though you probably love to provide for your family, you still take the time for yourself and nurture yourself first, because other than that you could actually burn out. And if you don't have the energy yourself, you won't be able to give the energy to the people that surround you and to your family. Also, some of you could really profit from like exploring your family history. So making something like a family tree, for example, or like if you have children, something like that, and teaching them about the history of your family could really bring you so much joy. Or like cooking with your children. Those are the things that are gonna bring you so much fulfillment. And now let's come to the questions that you can ask yourself and that you can journal about. Define what home and emotional security means for you. Like everyone is gonna have a different picture here, like depending on the placements of like other planets in your chart and in your chart in general. So really making sure that you define what home and emotional security mean for you, and then you can like align your life, like your domestic life, and you can make sure that you implement practices that are actually aligning with those values, right? But first of all, we need to see them and we need to write down what really matters for us. And the next question would be like, what family traditions would you actually like to set up? Because this is probably also gonna be very important for you and something that will bring you much joy. So make sure that you write down what family traditions would you like to pass on to your children and then to your grandchildren. Like writing it down and maybe even starting to create some family traditions is gonna really be beneficial for you. And then the next question I would ask myself is, how can you maintain a strong connection with your roots while pursuing your individual goals and aspirations? Sometimes with this placement, you can merge so deeply with what your family wants, and you will put so much emphasis on what every single family member needs that you will forget your own dreams and aspirations. And this is something that you will probably struggle with a lot, but making sure that you also find the time to connect with your aspirations and with the things that are important for you individually, and that you take the time to do something for yourself will really benefit you. So write it down, what is important for you, what was the thing that you always wanted to do for yourself, not for any family member, but for yourself, is gonna be crucial. And then you could also reflect on the role of hosting and nurturing within your family. So how can you create a welcoming and nurturing space for family members and friends and for yourself? What practices can contribute to a harmonious and loving environment? Those are gonna be the questions that are really gonna help you to tap into the positive side of your sun and to really embrace it, to align with it, so that you can live a more fulfilled life. And if you have this placement, then let me know in the comments down below, like, what are your favorite family traditions and what in general are you putting emphasis on when it comes to your daily routines and your daily life. And I will see you in the comments down below. If you have your sun in the 5th house, this means that your ego is intertwined with the need for self-expression and joy and creativity. So your life's purpose will revolve around embracing creativity, passion, and letting your artistic flair shine. Your journey is really a cosmic canvas just waiting to be painted with the vibrant hues of your unique self-expression. You're really a very playful and fun-loving person with like plenty of hobbies and friends and like other activities to fill your leisure hours. You could also be a great spectator, and competitive sports could really also be appealing for you, as well as like theater and the arts also are gonna attract many people with this placement. And you also really like children, so it could mean that you are gonna, or that you have children your own, or that you just enjoy spending time with children, because then you can let out your inner child, because I feel like people with this placement often have a special connection with their inner child, and when you are able to be surrounded with children, you are able to let out your inner child, and this can also be very healing for people with this placement. But on the other side, you could also be kind of self-centered and a little bit dramatic and ego-centered at times. And also important to know, like, you are really an incurable romantic. You like all of the Hollywood movies where, you know, everything is just so wonderful and dramatic and just so romantic. So you really love those things, and like romance in general will be a big part of your life. So making sure that you create romance within your partnerships is gonna be very, very important. But also like, this reminds me of the quote that goes like around Instagram, like, romanticize your life, like this is gonna be your life's motto. You really have a flair for the dramatic, but in general you really love to spread joy, you love to feel the joy yourself and to like self-express yourself and like be creative. So now let's move on to the practices that you can do to strengthen those positive sides of yourself. First of all, make sure to find the time for creative expression. So creativity looks different for everybody, but this could really mean that you're an artist, and making sure that you find the time, like whether it's your career or not, but making sure that you find the time to actually express yourself creatively is gonna be very important for you, and this is gonna bring you so much joy into your life. It's gonna really help you to shift any of like your negative emotions that you might be holding on to, and this is really gonna help you to elevate your frequency. So make sure that you plan out time for every day, or like at least once a week, like minimum, to do something that is creative, where you are able to express yourself in a creative way. Also explore hobbies. Like, you really love your fun and you really love to just start new hobbies and just play, and you really have this playfulness about yourself and this playfulness about like revolving around life in general. So make sure that in your free time you find the time to explore new hobbies and that you just keep things fun, because for you, like having those childlike energy, which is so refreshing, is gonna bring you so much joy, and it's really gonna help you to elevate your frequency and to become a more vibrant person. Also, on the other hand, you could also be interested in like really like sports and like playing games and like physical activity in general. Like you will really have so much energy about yourself, so it's very important that you use that energy and that you really channel it into the right direction. So whether it's sports or arts, but channeling your energy towards those things is gonna really help you embrace the positive sides of your sun. Now let's come to the questions that you could actually reflect on. So reflect on what creativity means to you and how can you define your creative essence and what forms of self-expression bring you the most joy and fulfillment. Then like balancing your playfulness and responsibility, because this is gonna be a struggle for you most of the times, like unless you have like strong Capricorn or Taurus placements or Virgo. But other than that, it's gonna be pretty hard for you to balance your like playfulness and responsibility. So explore the balance between those two things and ask yourself, how can you infuse elements of fun and joy and play into your daily life without neglecting your responsibilities and commitments. So things like how can you make like washing dishes fun is gonna be really the key for you. So maybe you want to turn on the music and then you want to dance when you are like doing the dishes or doing your laundry, right? Those are gonna be the things that are gonna help you to keep things fun, but also still make sure that your responsibilities are done. And really nurturing your inner child is gonna be crucial for you. As I said, people with this placement have really a special bond to their inner child, so making sure that you have a healthy inner child. This is also something that is very often spoken in psychology, but making sure that you know, and this is something that is often like our inner child is often impacted badly or neglected during our childhood. So making sure that you actually are able to build a healthy connection with your inner child and that you are able to express your inner child on a day-to-day basis is gonna really be the key here. Also, explore your approach to romance and relationships. How can you bring like this Hollywood style romance into your life? What gestures and activities make your romantic life vibrant and fulfilling? Because sometimes I feel like you can become a little bit idealistic towards those things. So making sure that you create a little bit of romance in your daily life will help you to keep things interested and fun. So if you have this placement, make sure to comment down below like what is your favorite like Hollywood romantic movie. I really would love to know that. And also, what do you do on a daily basis that really helps you to connect with your inner child? And also, if you have your sun in the 5th house and Chiron like next to your sun, please let me know how you healed your inner child, because this means that you have a huge wound like on your inner child and regarding your creativity and self-expression. So if you have this aspect, please let us know in the comments down below. I would really love to know. And other than that, I will see you in the comment section down below. If you have the sun in your 6th house, this really means that your ego is shaped by a service-oriented purpose and really finding fulfillment through helping others and maintaining a balanced and healthy routine. So your life's purpose really involves contributing through acts of service and fostering well-being in both yourself and the people around you. And your journey is really a path of mindful service and personal balance. And I can tell you, those are gonna be the things that are gonna be the hardest for you to balance. Being of service to others, but not losing yourself in the service of others. Because when we think about it, the 6th house is about service. And when your ego is connected to being of service to others, you will feel your self-worth and you will feel fulfilled when you will give to people, when you can be of service to others. And sometimes you can completely lose your identity into being of service. So make sure that you find the balance between being of service and also creating a healthy routine for yourself and paying attention to what your needs are. This is really gonna help you create that balance, and this is really gonna help you bring the best out of this placement. So you also will identify strongly with your work, which is also probably gonna be at the top or like near at the top of your life priority list. And you will have an eye for details and the goal of perfection. So you really love to create structures and to help people through creating structures and like paying attention to the smallest details. And you really expect to be rewarded and recognized for the efforts that you put into the service of others. So even though you love to be of service to others, you also need to be recognized for it, because other than that, it's not gonna work for you. You need the recognition. You need a little bit of people giving something back to you, because this is really gonna be your motivator. This is really gonna be something that is gonna motivate you at your core, when people are gonna appreciate the things that you will do for them, and when people are gonna see the service that you provide to them, right? And when they will give back to you the energy that you are giving out to them. And you also can be a great manager, although you will be a very demanding one, but you need to pay attention to also finding a balance in your hectic schedule, because you tend to like sacrifice yourself for your work and for others, and then you stop paying attention to yourself and to making sure that you are okay and that your needs are fulfilled, because you are always giving. And when this happens, then you really will start to embrace the shadow side of your sun. So for you, the key is to, first of all, making sure that you are paying attention to your needs and creating structures and routines that work for you and that enhance your vitality. Also, like, make sure that you pay attention to your nutrition. Make sure that you follow a like workout plan, because those are gonna be the things that are gonna help you to strengthen your body, strengthen yourself, and make sure that you have the energy and the power to then put it into service of others. So making sure that you take care of your body first and of your needs, and then you can go out and be of service to others. This is gonna be the key point for your life. Now let's come to the practices that you can implement into your daily life so that you can embrace that amazing position of the sun. So first of all, it's so important that you create healthy routines and structures for yourself, making sure that you have a daily routine that will help you to eat well and to work out, to take care of your body is gonna be the key. Like, really, this is gonna be vital for you. When you are not taking care of your body, when you are always pushing yourself and just focusing on service to others, you will like burn yourself out. Like, I speak from experience, because I also have a sixth house sun. So make sure that you, and that's why I was for such a long time I was in the like fitness industry on a very like unhealthy end. Now I'm more balanced when it comes to that, but I notice it so much. Like, every time my nutrition is not on point and I don't exercise the way I'm used to, then I start to feel bad about myself. I don't have the vitality. Like, many people would maybe get tired from working out, but for me, it's I have more energy. Like, after my workout, I can start my day, I have more energy, and I can put that energy into the service of others. But if I only eat junk food and not exercise, I feel so bad, I can't even put out the energy to others. So making sure that you prioritize yourself before you go out and be of service to others is really the key, and it's the basis of your life. Also, making sure that you practice mindfulness in your work is really gonna be the key. So incorporate moments of reflection and continuous awareness into your daily routine. So really make sure that you explore the balance between work and personal well-being. So how can you maintain a strong immune system and good health while fully engaging in your professional pursuits? Those are gonna be the questions and things that you can do if you have these placements. And also, if you have this placement, please let me know in the comments down below, what is the service that you provide to others, and how are you able to make sure that you find the time for yourself and for your personal goals, and to take care of yourself before you actually are being of service to others. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you there. So guys, this brings us to the end of this video. I went through the first half of the houses. Next week I'm gonna go through the other half, so from the 7th until the 12th house. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video and that you could gain knowledge that you didn't have before, and that I could provide you with some different side of astrology again, and that I could provide you with some tips and routines that you can implement into your daily life so that you can really live an aligned life. And I really hope that those techniques and practices are gonna bring you more joy into your life, and that you are gonna be able to embrace the power and the vitality of your sun in your daily life, and that you can use it to really feel more aligned in your life. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, then please share it with others. It helps me out so much. And if you are not a part of my exclusive Facebook group yet, please join us. I will link everything down below. Also, if you need any help understanding your unique chart and what it means for you, then just simply book a reading with me where we will go through everything. I also have special offers where I include a workbook that will go along with your chart, where you can work on all of those things in depth, like similar to the information that I have provided you with today, but just more in depth. So if you are interested in that, you're welcome to check me out. I will also link everything down below. So let me know how you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, share it with others. It helps me out so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.